So you always hear of people having a developed palate in a lot of hobbies that you can get into, whether it be wine or culinary arts or cigars or anything, whiskey, whatever it may be, where you're using your taste in order to enjoy that hobby or that interest. And the more things you try, the more you kind of pick up on other nuances. A lot of times in order to get to that point, you kind of have to branch out. You have to continue to challenge yourself and try new and different things in order to develop your palate and build up your senses in order to enjoy things to a whole new level. And the same thing goes with fragrances. After all, fragrance is something that we do consume, at least the smell of it anyway, not consume in terms of ingesting it. Do not ingest fragrances, please do not. But we smell them, right? And the more you smell, the more you're able to pick up and pinpoint different notes and accords and all of these different things. And one thing that can really help take your nose to the next level is to dive into some stuff that you maybe normally wouldn't necessarily be interested in. If you're always into freshies, it helps to start diving into sweeter fragrances and vice versa. So today I picked kind of a wide variety of fragrances here, 7 of them, that you can smell to help bring your nose to the next level and help develop your taste even more. Again, all of these here are all over the place. They're all over the board, and that's what I was going after. If you were to go through and smell all of these, you're going to be covering and hitting on a lot of other types of scents out there. Not all of the different types, but you're kind of getting a wide spectrum here with these, and it'll really help kind of show you what fragrance is all about in these different corners, and it'll kind of help you start to pick up on these different notes and accords. Now, I will provide links to all of these down below to discounters so you can pick them up at a price below retail. We're going to start this one off with a niche fragrance. This one is Cedrat Boisé Intense, or Intense Cedrat Boisé by Mancera, the Extrait. This stuff is becoming one of my favorites. It's one of those fragrances that I'm just hooked on now. I've been hooked on it ever since I did my first impressions and I smelled it. This is one of those ones where even if I don't wear it every single day, which I don't, but it's one where I do smell pretty much almost every time I'm down here in this recording room. It's sitting on the shelf. It's one that I just gravitate towards and I just pick it up and smell it. You know, I'm not wearing it every day, just have so much stuff, have stuff I need to test. So it's not really something I would do, but it is one that I smell so often. And the reason why is there's just something about it that's addicting for me. Now, what I like about this fragrance here and why I wanted to choose it for this video is that it has a very, very wide spectrum of notes. So we've got citruses, we've got black currant, we've got oud, we have leather, we have patchouli, we have musk, cedarwood, missing a few more, jasmine, so some florals. You get a wide variety of notes in this one, and the cool thing is you can kind of pick up on a good majority of those notes. Now, they're not all main players, but you do hit on them all for the most part. And so that gives you a fragrance that you can test and break down and smell and study, and you can teach yourself what all of these individual notes smell like, all from one bottle. Not only that, but it's mass pleasing as well. It's a very strong performer. This one here, like I've said before, may go down as one of the best releases of the year, for me anyway. Next up, we have Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir Parfum, the only bottle that I have not unpacked yet. Don't know where it is, don't even know where to start looking for it, which is a bummer because I really do like this one a lot. This one does have iris, it's got musk, what else do we got? Suede. This is the least similar to the Bleu Noir line. So Bleu Noir by Narciso Rodriguez is kind of all about the musk and woods, right? Very modern, very fresh, wearable scents that really don't go too far out of the ordinary. Now, they're not boring per se, but they kind of just stay in their own lane of being pleasant. This one here, the Parfum, is going to be the most different, and in my opinion, the most unique. It's bringing that iris note on board. It's giving it a sweetness, a bit of a dusty, powdery smell, making it more appropriate for fall and winter time, but late summer evenings as well. This one here will be a fragrance that will help to develop your taste. kind of take your palate to that next level, start introducing you to iris, but without going too overboard. Really nice stuff. It's the newest one. It came out, I believe, this year, but you can already get it for a good price. I'll drop it down below. Highly encourage you to pick this one up. We're going to go over to a Cheapie up next. Again, I tried to touch on a whole bunch of different price points, a whole bunch of different types of scents as well. I did stick with all designers though in this one. It's Vince Camuto Terra Extreme. So these bottles can be hit or miss. It's kind of got this fake leather wrap around it with some stitching. I don't love it. I don't hate it either though. It's kind of, is what it is. But the scent I do really thoroughly enjoy. It's got vanilla, it's got rum, cinnamon in here, some mild woods, nothing too crazy. This is going to be of your sweeter variety, more wintertime leaning for sure, with that booziness in the vanilla. So this will be, kind of dipping your toes into the sweet winter fragrances, something that in some ways could be even a little bit gourmand. You do have the rum, you do have the vanilla, both notes that you could consume in real life, right? So in some ways it does have a little bit of a kind of a gourmand smell, but just a lot of sweetness. It does go in a youthful direction, but also not too crazy far either. Again, it has rum. That's not something you would expect to smell on a teenager, at least hopefully not. But it does kind of have a really nice kind of aura about it, just something that's comforting, something that's relaxing. And while it is going to be much more affordable here, the quality will be a bit lower than some of the others, but that's okay. It'll also kind of show you, and you'll be able to kind of dissect the differences between price ranges. And after you've smelled a lot of different things, you can kind of start to kind of smell the dimensional depth of fragrances that are more expensive and using higher impact and higher quality ingredients, and fragrances that are on more of a budget, and you could start to see the differences there. Do really like this one though. Great budget friendly scent for the cooler weather. A little bit of an oddball one up next. It's Kenzo Jungle. So not going to be for everybody. It's got more of a mature classic smell. So for my younger audience out there, go to the next one. But if you do have a taste and a kind of a interest for classic old school fragrances, Kenzo Jungle will be one that you should check out. I'm 22 years old. And I think this stuff smells great. I really do like it. Not aromatic fougere, but it is warm, spicy. And I think some people would kind of, I don't know, compare it to the likes of an aromatic fougere, not scent-wise, but in terms of just who would be wearing it and who would be interested in it. Basically what I'm saying is it has more of a classic feel. Cinnamon, nutmeg, cedarwood, definitely old school here for the most part, but it does have a modern twist, which I do like. Also pretty affordable on discounters as well. So this one here will kind of give you that different taste of, instead of being, modern and sweet and all of that stuff, bubblegummy sweet, this is more of a classic feel, and it'll kind of give you an idea about that genre of scent. There's so many more that you could explore, but this just kind of dips your toes in a little bit and shows you a whole different world that is waiting at your fingertips that you can start exploring the more classic side of things. If you want something that's kind of mature and just a little bit throwback feeling, check out Kenzo Jungle. We're going to go over to, unfortunately, one of the few Mugler fragrances for men that are left. So fortunately that this one is one that you can still get, but unfortunate the fact that so many of the other really good ones are just impossible to get anymore, which is a shame. It's Ultimate by Mugler. I was going to say Terry Mugler, but it's not Terry Mugler anymore. R.I.P. This one's got cappuccino, it's got cedar, fir, bergamot. Only 4 notes, I do believe, is all they give you here. So it's a coffee scent, right? Now, it's not nearly as strong as pure coffee or anything like that, which is another really good one that you can't get anymore, and it's straight up coffee. This one is cappuccino. So it's a lighter roasted coffee. It's a brighter take on it with that bergamot. You do get the woods here. It's cedar wood, but it's not too dry or spicy or anything like that. It's a more mild variety. The fir balsam is kind of giving it this, I don't know, kind of woody, almost outdoorsy feel, which is kind of a weird combination, but it does come together and work really well. Another one that's semi-gourmand leaning, which I like, and really good for spring, fall, and again, summer evenings. This one here will kind of give you a taste into a very likable, very wearable coffee scent. You can pick up on it. It smells really good. Quality is really good as well. And again, one of the only few that you can still get for a good price, and it's nice to have. Second to last fragrance, we have CH Men, the original. Now, this is the red ribbon bottle. I don't want to discourage you. Get the new bottle that's available everywhere on discounters. They are almost exactly the same. There are some differences, being that these are a little bit more grass leaning, green. Newer ones, a little bit more sugar leather. But other than that, it's not worth tracking down. These don't perform all that good either. Neither does the new, so you don't have that to look forward to. It's got leather, sugar, grass, very unique note breakdown. This is a scent that makes me happy. It really is. It's one of those ones that I smell and I'm like, wow, that is nice. It's something where it took me a while to get. Like, I bought CH Men Privé way before I got this one here, and this is where it started. And when I smelled it for the first time, I'm like, okay, where has this been, during my collecting hobby here? Because I was missing out big time. It's unique, it's a light leather, but you get this sweet, sugary feel. You get this green, grassy accord, which is also kind of unique and a little bit out of left field considering just the full note breakdown of this one. But it's cool, it's different, and it's one that really flies under the radar. I try to bring this one up when I can, when it fits in videos, because I still think this DNA is incredible, but unfortunately this one just isn't in the spotlight anymore. And we're going to finish this one off with a Cheapie. Actually, this one will be a clone, the Cheapie clone from Armaf. It's Très Nuit. So we've got lemon verbena, we have iris, we've got lavender, probably some musk, just a straight up lemon note as well. Creed Green Irish Tweed is what this is a clone of here. So of course you could put the Creed in here, but I didn't want to put that in here. Trying to keep it affordable for you. Typically on discounters for 100 milliliter, I believe that's what this is. Sometimes they're an oddball size. Maybe if I can find it here. Yeah, I'm not seeing a bottle size, believe it or not. Looks like 100 milliliters, something like that. Yep, 100 mil, 3.4. 25 bucks, somewhere around in there, sometimes 20. Testers, I believe, do not come with a cap, something to keep in mind there. But it's really, really good value. This one still impresses me every time I smell it. I sprayed it up in the air just before recording this, and I was like, wow, that really is Green Irish Tweed. Now, I could tell a difference, okay? Most people would be able to, that have an interest in this anyway. People in the real world, no, probably not. But it's still so close. It's right on the money, for the money, and I think that's pretty cool. Now, there's also Cool Water EDT. I would get this over Cool Water. I think it has more dimension. Green Irish Tweed has more dimension. This is the type of fragrance that is literally timeless. It's a classic. It is a gentleman's staple. And while it isn't too much, like it's not challenging or anything, it's still something you should smell. And this is a great introduction into the more classic side of men's citrus fragrances. And it's a really well done scent that everyone should at least smell. And I think everyone should own Très Nuit. It's so affordable that why not? Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 7 fragrances that will take your nose to the next level. These will really help develop your palate. I will provide links to these down below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.